Whole world of YouTube about you, horror stories, poems, and lyrics. So today I bring you to the actual spot of one of my videos that I made called Man in the Tree. And that story has to do with a family friend, person I considered an uncle when I was a kid in 1984, if no one had seen that video yet. My uncle pretty much came out to this wooded area, which I think it might be this tree stump here that they cut off. My uncle hung himself in. I mean, it might be this tree, or maybe that big arm tree hanging right there. But it might be to also cut one down. I really don't remember. But yeah, he ended up hanging himself in 1984 due to the fact of a woman told him that she didn't want to be with him, and pretty much dumped him. And it all had to be on the night that me and him made plans to go to the next day to go hang out with each other. He was gonna take me out and everything. But this is the actual house that I lived in when this all happened. It looks like it got changed around. But over here, I believe one of the two windows, not the one with the AC in it, but the second window under the porch is where my room was. And over here, and why I think my uncle did this, because over here in this house that you can see buried in the trees, it's way in the back. But that house is the actual house he grew up as a child. And I think he felt comfortable in this area doing what he did, I guess, because of that reason. And it was in, this house is where, and in that bedroom, we were talking and having a good old time, shooting the shit. Like I said, the next day we were going to go hang out with each other, bring me to the park, bring me out to the diner, get some lunch, and, so forth. But, just being here is just real strange, eerie feeling, because I know he's still hanging and lingering around here. I know that. I can feel him. That year and them times, really rough for me. It was a haunting experience that I'll never forget. But shit. I thought I'd just bring you here, and I wanted to come here to get, I had to get this story off my chest, because, things that happened to me when I was younger, like this story, never really shared my feelings with family members or anything. It was rough. I bottled it up inside, and it wasn't until like the year 1987 that I almost went and killed myself, hanging myself. But I grew the strength to move on from my difficulties of that time and era and everything, But back in 1984, it wasn't until 1987 that I started getting a down low feeling and things were not going right. I was getting picked on, bullied, whatever. And I wanted to take myself like my uncle, but I didn't. And I use this as a strength. I use him maybe like a guardian angel helping me out through tough times or whatnot. I'm sorry about the kids in the background. But, I'd like to pause and give a moment of silence, because at that time and that you know, time and era. I didn't even come out in this backyard to give my respects because I was just so, of course, crushed. I was like 12 years old at the time. It was a bad time, but just give a moment of silence. I'm gonna say some things. But yeah, it was tough times back then. Real bad era. Like I said, I was only like 12 years old, 11 and a half years old when this happened. So, I mean, it wasn't, I didn't know what to think or do. I mean, only things you can imagine to a kid that had that happen. And, you know, the funny thing that night when I was sleeping in this house, that's what I wanted to get out. I did not have not one dream. And in that house, it was pitch. I mean, if I was dreaming, it was feeling like I was in a pitch black abyss. You know, I never heard the conflict that was out here, the police, the ambulance, the fire trucks, everybody was out here. You know, David was his name, his older brother, Bone, cut him down. And, you know, he was screaming and yelling at him and, you know, had his time and moment. But all the commotion that went on out here, that's what I wanted to get in on this also. I did not hear one thing. It was like maybe a dark covered mist that he maybe covered me, you know, and said nothing, made me visualize nothing of it. Didn't want to see nothing of it. And I think he was helping me sleep through it, so I wouldn't have to see this. So, I mean, that's how I know that he's probably been there for me for a lot. I mean, there's a ghost experience that I've been having lately. I mean, yeah, I can say, hey, I think he's been helping me out a lot in a long time, too, so. But I had to get this out. I had to bring myself back here after many, many years and just cover up and give my full respect to the man. I mean, it sucked he had to end his life like that. But at least at that time I didn't have to visualize, even though I can visualize it, because I have a photographic memory and I can just see him all day out here hanging, you know. I think he kept me covered up that night, because like I said, I didn't hear a thing. I never woke up to nothing. So David, if you can hear me, I just wanted people to hear your story and know that I'm still here looking up to you, big brother. You were a big influence in my life, and I'd like to appreciate everything you did for me when you were living and around. And hey, you take care, man. And I'll always drive by and give my hellos and everything else, man. The world of YouTube, until my next video. Like I said, I got more coming up on haunted places, and this place is obviously haunted too. Haunted places in Mass. And no one would know of this unless, of course, they were a relative or in the local newspaper. But hey, YouTube out. We'll see you on the next one. Later.